Coming up on this episode of The Village Idiom.
So, okay.
I would start with...
Okay, we're on a road trip.
Okay.
We're on a road trip. We're stopping at a gas station real quick. Potty break, gas break, going in for a snack. What do you get?
I'm going to go with the highest volume thing for the least amount of cost.
Village Idiom.
Hello, and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every week we choose a popular saying and take an admittedly shallow, hopefully comedic, once in a while interesting, and if we're really lucky, educational dive into its meaning, its usage, its origins, but mostly we're going to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is Jurassic Mark.
I'm skinny. Well, I'm not. One of the reasons is
One of the reasons what?
I enjoy dessert.
One of the reasons,
Skinny.
that you're not skinny?
Oh, yeah. This last summer was really devastating, actually. I probably ice cream twice a day. And I'll tell you, my wife just came back from the Okanagan. And
this is like the old school stand-up comic intro. I'll tell you this. My wife just came back from the Okanagan. Keep going.
She comes in from the Okanagan.
She comes in,
and
she says,
these cherries are so fat.
How fat are they?
Yeah. So anyway, I don't have a follow-up punchline. So she comes.
These cherries are the pits.
So she comes in from the Okanagan. And she's so she was there over the weekend. She starts talking. She's there is peaches, there is cherries, apples, nectarines, a variety of fruits. Talking about how she's going to make pie.
Right.
And
sounds
as
awesome.
soon as the words came out of her mouth that she was going to make pie, all I wanted was pie.
Of course.
And it's not coming fast enough.
That makes
So
complete
last
sense.
night I went to Walmart and just bought a pie.
Did you?
Yeah. Isn't that ridiculous?
So I planned on having pie today here.
Really?
I just totally forgot. But I wasn't going to bake a pie. I was going to... I have this fond memory of my days on road trips, touring, of this... My mouth is watering just thinking about it. Of this really waxy apple pie.
That's awesome.
From a gas station.
Yeah.
Hostess, maybe.
Perfect.
And you can still find them.
Like has no best before date because it's got so many preservatives in it.
Oh, probably. Yeah,
it can't mold.
It's not in the
There's
refrigerator.
nothing nutritious
it is
mold
out on the shelf in a paper bag. And the reason we're talking about pie right now is...
I should imagine humble pie is on the menu.
Humble pie.
Humble pie. Not my favorite.
Not your favorite pie?
Of all the pies to have, that's not my favorite.
No, that makes sense.
And so we popped into probably this pie shop. Some people call it Walmart. And there was 6 different kinds of pie at Walmart.
Yeah, that's true. They have a lot of pie.
I didn't know. I was like,
did you buy pie?
So I'm like, so after dinner, I'm like,
can I jump to the end here? Did you eat the whole pie yourself?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't. I had one slice.
Okay.
And then I was so disappointed because it's not my wife. My wife actually makes an amazing pie.
Oh.
And so I have a slice of this pie. I was like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
What kind did you buy?
I went with blueberry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I default out to like strawberry rhubarb.
Have you ever gone to
Home
to get pie?
Yep.
No, that place
Called Home
Hilltop.
Restaurant.
Hilltop.
No, I
Hilltop
haven't.
Cafe.
Okay, yeah.
Good pie.
Okay. Yeah, so I think this quest, so immediately, I just got OCD'd about it. I was like, places near me that sell pie. And it was like Ricky's Restaurant has pie.
Of course, yeah.
Denny's has some pie. And then, I was like, I just need
White
pie.
Spot.
I just need, when it's strawberry season, they have that fresh strawberry pie.
Right.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Anyways, this has got nothing to do with anything outside of...
When is humble pie
When
in
is humble
season?
pie? I don't know. Is that like a bumbleberry?
No, humbleberry.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, here's an example sentence of using humble pie as an idiom. One may often think that they are smarter than the others, but such people always end up eating humble pie. Or the lawyer had to eat humble pie in the court because the facts he presented were wrong. So to eat humble pie in its common usage is to face humiliation or subsequently apologize for a serious mistake because you ate humble pie. You were corrected.
I came across that is also used as like eating crow.
Eating crow.
Eating crow would kind of be our North Americanness, and humble pie has like some Englishness to it.
That's funny because in my very in-depth research, in fact, the whole team of researchers,
okay, yeah,
we never stumbled across eating crow as an alternative. Even though, of course, I've heard
Yeah, you said something. You put your foot in it. Now you've got to eat crow.
Maybe I wonder if it has it has to have a different origin story. Maybe that's for another day. Eating crow, because I don't have that in any of my.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I'd assume that's where it was going.
No, yeah, eating crow.
What's your favorite kind of pie?
I was just going to ask you that. I will always choose apple.
Yep,
100%.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
I would go with
apple crumble, apple pie, but I don't really.
Have
eat
you
apples.
not been to home restaurant?
I don't think so.
There's 3 or 4 in the Lower Mainland, but there's one in Hope right near where we camp.
Well, there's no place like home.
Yes, exactly.
Oh wait, I've eaten at that one.
Yeah, I'm like, of all places that you're most likely to, it's probably Hope.
Yeah, but I don't think I got pie.
Okay, so they have like a whole pie cooler where they have like 14 different pies or something like that.
That's just a win-win. It's called home. It's in Hope. That's great.
Just right before Hell's Gate.
That's true.
Is home.
That's true. There's hope right before Hell's Gate. For those of you who
aren't BC
do not come from the land we do, these are actual city names in British Columbia.
so
I don't know. City might be too big of a word.
When
Town,
and when I went there
village.
last, I had the chocolate cream. I'm like,
Okay.
I was drawn into the cream pies. Yeah.
How was the chocolate cream? Because sometimes it just tastes like Jello pudding in
It
a
was
pie.
fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was light.
And my wife was
light.
perturbed. She's like, you picked of all these choices, chocolate cream pie. I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'll just make that for you anytime. I'm like, 30 years, haven't seen one. So
I do like coconut cream pie.
a banana cream pie.
Yeah, it's just that's too banana-y.
I'm a pie fan, just not the humble kind.
Yeah, I would go apple. In order of preference would be apple, coconut cream, maybe some fresh strawberry kind of deal in there after that.
So this is the thing my mom got me on as a kid. If you're gonna do a berry pie, that she puts canned milk on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just like extra pie lube as it goes down your throat. It's delicious. It elevates it. I guess some people put cheese with apple pie.
I love a slice of cheddar cheese with apple pie.
So there's something about dairy with pie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's canned milk.
I also like a slice of cheese with almost anything.
Just no matter how terrible it is.
I can't think of what a slice of cheese would.
You know what
go
this
with.
raclette needs?
A slice of
of
cheese.
cheese.
But it's cheese.
It's like this fondue. That's good. When we were going through the States for spring break, I searched because I'm going through America, and let's get through California, and we'll see if there's. And I'm like, what are the 10 most famous pie places? And one was in Northern California.
Okay.
And I'm like, I wonder if I can stop there. So sure enough, found it, went there, and it was closed. I was like, no. And it's called the town is called Humboldt.
No way.
It's
Humboldt pie?
Yeah, slice of Humboldt pie. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why I thought, I got to bring that stupid story up.
That's great. I wish you had a picture we could post you in front of Humboldt Pie to promote today's Humboldt Pie idiom.
I'm not sure. I think I was just sad. Staring out the window.
Anybody who eats humble pie is a little sad.
Yeah, I was like, so.
Have you ever had to eat humble pie in the meaning that we're talking about today?
Oh, for sure. Mostly crow.
Same thing.
But yes, been humbled a variety of times.
I wonder if eating crow and humble pie, if there's any connection to 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie.
Wow, that's good.
I wonder.
Magpie.
What?
I know, this is
Eating crow, magpie?
It's Inception.
That's amazing.
I came across this before we get into any further. We're going to have to find out where this thing came from, but I came across this little gem, which kind of cracked me up. About a humble florist. A humble florist selling his wares at a small town. Beautiful flowers to the townspeople every day. And then one day some friars moved into the nearby abbey. And they started, in order to meet their financial expenses and whatever, they started selling flowers. And the town's florist, he's sad, but it's these religious guys, so he doesn't want to be too harsh, but it's it's cutting into his bottom line because they've got these beautiful flowers doing their thing. And one of his friends, one of the townspeople saw, he says, I've got just the exact guy to fix this. His name's Hugh. And so the florist's like, well, what will he do? It's don't ask questions. It's his name is Hugh. And so Hugh goes, visits them, and sure enough, the friars close up shop. And the florist, he's happy. And he says, well, actually, how did you do it? He goes, it's very simple. Hugh, and only Hugh, can prevent florist friars.
So I've heard this. I thought I knew the end, and then it got different because I've heard Hugh can prevent florist fires because they were competitive florists lighting each other on fire.
It's
Friars.
florist friars.
That's great.
Yeah, I saw that one. I thought, oh, Mark,
How did Hugh do it?
Yeah. So anyways,
That's good.
I came across this little dad joke. It cracked me up. Anyways, that was it.
Could you turn that into a pie joke?
With time.
With time.
With time and love and
What do you,
cinnamon.
how do you feel about meat pies?
Oh, they haven't made a pie that I don't like, except like a cow pie.
So chicken pot pie. And,
Love me a pie.
yeah.
Yeah, you've been to. I know, we've talked about when it was closer to Pie Day in March. Our local, like, what's it called? The Pie Hole.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the only time I went there was with you, and it was closed.
Was it really?
After John Christ.
I forgot about that time. No, there's another Pie Hole in New West.
Oh, I haven't been.
Oh yeah, no, it's delicious. Yeah, and you can get savory pies as well as the sweets.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course.
Are you, if just snack time approached us right now, do you lean savory or sweet?
They have it in. I love snacks. All the snacks. I'm not as like a snack snob.
So, okay.
I would start with
Okay,
the
we're on a road
oh,
trip.
okay.
We're on a road trip. We're stopping at a gas station real quick. Potty break, gas break, going in for a snack. What do you get?
I'm gonna go with the highest volume thing for the least amount of cost.
So it's still has nothing to do with what you're craving.
Nope, that's not how I roll. I base things out of finance.
Okay.
And then volume.
Yeah.
And so if I thought I could get the biggest bag of chips, I would be in a salty. But maybe 5-finger discount a chocolate bar.
Okay.
How would you?
I would always lean savory. I could give her, I could take or leave sugary stuff. So, yeah, bag of chips, some pretzels.
We're
That
at
kind
the
of thing.
theater.
Yeah, popcorn.
You go popcorn? No, like
But
Twizzlers
but I
or M&Ms
Well,
inside
if they come with like some, I'll usually get the number one, which gives me a free movie rental, popcorn, drink, and a candy. Then I'll choose peanut M&Ms, dump that into the popcorn.
Exactly.
But
How
if
do
it
they
was,
stay up? It's crazy.
how do they what?
Like stay up. Like they don't all fall to the bottom. They actually intermix inside the popcorn.
I think because of the weight of them, they gradually, because you're not hand picking them, you're just kind of grabbing whatever.
And then every once in a while you get that crunchy. Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
I just
yeah.
got an M&M.
Here's a little tip.
This movie is amazing.
Here's a little movie going popcorn tip that has nothing to do with humble pie.
Okay.
If you're going to go use their golden topping, which is not butter, or you can help self-serve
Motor
golden
oil,
topping, and
yeah.
basically you're just soaking the top,
Little 30-50.
hoping that it goes down enough into your popcorn. This is what you do. You jam a straw into your popcorn
No.
and then
Shut
put that under the stream.
Today's podcast was worth it just for that alone.
Put that in the stream, and you're putting little shots of butter flavored oil throughout your bag.
Wow. 10:30
And it
everywhere.
works, and it works great.
My mind is blown. I want to go to a movie like after this.
Yeah.
A straw into the golden oil, motor oil.
Yeah, and then just deep into the
Wow.
bag. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Pretty good.
That is like a awesome hack urban legend.
There's your theater hack for the day.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks for that little tidbit.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
When you're reaching in and you pulled out like a piece of pie.
You can dump pie bits into your popcorn.
Yeah, it's not one of those things that they really like. It's inside of it, like even ice cream, like because there's like you have cheesecake in ice cream.
I've had apple pie ice cream.
Oh, have you?
And
Okay.
it's got bits of crust.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah,
With
key lime pie ice cream. I've had that. I do like key lime pie.
key lime pie.
Yeah.
That's delicious.
That's a good one.
Never do a podcast before lunch.
Remember that time we had pie? That was awesome.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
We should go for pie.
Well, I was in the humble pie vein. Humboldt pie. I did come across. I was like, where does pie come from? And there was like actually some controversy.
Now we're getting into the origins of pie.
Well, before we get into the actual origins, they said the Egyptians.
What?
I know.
No, it's some white grandma in Washington State. I'm pretty sure.
They said the Egyptians. So I'm like, okay, tell me more. So they had a honey filling covered in a crust cake made from oats, wheat, or rye. A recipe for chicken pie was also discovered on a tablet carved prior to 2000 BC. A recipe on a tablet
For chicken
That seems
pie.
like a terrible use of
Okay,
tablet time.
so first of all,
Your recipe book is so big.
I want to see the recipe because unless it's like put a layer of this dough, then a filling, then dough, it's not pie.
Yes.
If they're just mixing it all in,
the covered
doughy
pie,
stuff with
they're
chicken
saying the
bits.
covered pie may be Roman. Yeah, so
Okay.
but that it came in a baked shell or whatever was. They said they have a recipe back to the Egyptians.
The Egyptians.
Yeah, so there's a piece of useless trivia for you
It's
today.
not useless. This is...
Hey, compared to put the straw up the butter hole thing, then
You can't say up.
well, where did you put it?
You jam it down into the popcorn. To say to jam anything up your butter
Oh,
hole.
when you say it like that,
That's how you said it.
no, that's
You didn't hear it, but
No,
that's how
I
you
didn't
said it.
hear it.
I heard it. Now, when I say it, you hear it.
You're-
Shove the straw up your
you're
butter hole.
dirty. so
See, okay, when you get that one
I
piece,
can't believe it's not butter.
when you get that one piece of popcorn that's almost too soggy to eat,
Doesn't exist.
is the best. It's so good.
There's not such a thing as too soggy to eat. Try me.
Try me.
Well, anyways, where does this humble pie phrase of the day come from?
You know, I was listening to some of our previous podcasts,
Yeah.
and the intro and the rabbit trails we go off on that have nothing to do. I feel sorry for people who just want to know the origins of something,
We should mark that down.
and instead we're giving butterhole tips. And
well, so for English learners that are actually looking up, what does this idiom mean? And they're like, this,
yeah, you might
this
as well
is stupid.
always fast forward 20 minutes. Wait, look for the origin song and go from there.
Said some words, where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind. Origin.
So, as is often the case, this was a little more interesting than I expected. So, in the 14th century, there was something called the Numbles with an N.
The numbles?
Numbles. So, the Numbles, or Noombles, or Noombles, or depending on which version of how old your English is, Nooblies, the Noobles, was the name given to the heart, liver, entrails, etc. of animals, especially deer. What we would now call...
Like giblets?
Maybe.
Okay.
Do we call it giblets now?
I don't know, when you get like a turkey, because that's Thanksgiving's coming up for us.
Okay. And you
And
pull
so
the giblets out?
Get the giblets, like which is I think like organ meat and
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe. So all the entrails and innards, the innards, I wrote down here only because I read it, what we now call offal.
That sounds about right.
OFFAL.
Okay.
Offal.
Okay.
Or lights. But by the 15th century, this had migrated to umbles. They lost the N. And I have more. We'll talk about why that N was lost a little bit later on. So although the words coexisted for some time.
Umbles?
Numbles and umbles.
Numbles.
Numbles?
Is this where you get num 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 num?
Maybe.
When something you're hungry?
When
Num,
you're
num,
chewing
num,
on a
num, num,
little
num, num.
deer heart.
Num, 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 num,
Num,
num,
num,
num,
num, nubbles. So the two words, umbles and numbles, did coexist for some time, and there are references to both words in Old English, Middle English texts from like 1330 and onward.
They're like twins from the Shire.
Umbles and numbles? That's great. Oh, you mean the twins?
No, the Shire.
Umbles and
Umbles and
numbles.
numbles.
Or it could be just like, how many people were there? Umbles and numbles.
Umbles and numbles.
Too high a number to count.
It's crazy.
So umbles were used as ingredients for pies. The innards were used for meat pies. So although the first record of humble pie, no H, no N, is in print as late as the 17th century, Samuel Pepys, Pepys, makes many references to such pies in his diary. For example, on the 5th of July in 1662, he says this: "I, having some venison given me a day or two ago, and so I had a shoulder roasted, another baked, and the umbles baked in a pie, and all very well done."
That's crazy.
So umbles baked in a pie. You had umble pie. It was.
I was not expecting this.
Yeah, I know, right? July 8th, 1663, almost exactly a year later, he writes, "Mrs. Turner came in and did bring us an umble pie hot out of her oven, extraordinarily good." So it's possible that it was the pies that caused the move from numbles to umbles. A numble pie could easily have become an umble pie. So the N just moved over. So this is what I said I would reference a little bit later on. There's apparently a bunch of words that used to be a different word because the N got adjusted. So
Skull.
a numble pie, if you're just speaking quickly, a numble pie, and we put an before a voweled word, a numble pie got mistaken to be an umble pie.
Wow.
So in the same way, and this is one of the things I learned, an apron that you wear when you are cooking used to be a napron.
What? I feel like you're making this up.
I'm not making this up. Go look it up.
An apron.
An apron used to be a napron, but it got confused along the way and became a apron, which starts with a vowel. But here's the best one.
Doesn't your neck have a nape?
Yes.
When is that where you tie up your apron?
You tie up your apron to your nape.
Was that why they called it an apron?
I don't know.
Because we tied it around your neck.
That could be.
That's
Very well
crazy.
could be. But it went the other way too. So here's the one that'll blow your mind. A newt used to be an oot.
An oot.
Yeah, used
Like
to be
the little chameleon thing.
Yeah, used to be
An oot?
an oot, not a newt. But the N over time
Mind is
got
blowing.
adjusted. So same thing happened with umbles and numbles. They lost the N after a bunch of time. Now, here's where it becomes, believe it or not, in my opinion, even more interesting. Oh, by the way, the changing of that N in the English language, the changing of the boundaries between words, if that makes sense. The N goes from the word to the, what do you call it?
The nouns.
N.
Say my aim.
It's called meta-analysis. Meta-analysis. If the
Ed analysis.
and it's quite commonplace in English. And all of this was just like, I had no idea that. I know the English language changes, but anyway, the adjective humble with an H, which means, a low rank or having low estimate of oneself, you're humble, derived separately, completely different from umbles, which derives from Latin and Old French words for loins, umbles. Incidentally, if you feel like girding your loins and you aren't sure where they are, the Oxford English Dictionary coyly describes them as the parts of the body that should be covered with clothing. So the similarity of the sound of words and the fact that umble pie was often eaten by those of humble status, and at a time when the H was not pronounced that much, he was an humble man, that it became one in the same. Umble pie, who was eaten by people who were humble, but you just didn't pronounce the H as much back then, could easily have been the reason for when you eat humble pie to have its current idiomatic meaning was because both words existed, humble, umble, numble, and there was actually an humble pie eaten by humble people.
How many humble people?
Umbles and numbles.
Give me a number.
A numble?
An number. I need a number of how many humble people eat the humble pie.
Umbles and numbles of people ate an humble pie. So yeah, so all of that combined,
Wow.
humble people of low ranking eating humble pie because it was considered
They were hungry.
it was considered not posh to eat pie made from the entrails and hearts and livers. So they were eaten by poor people already. So people of humble status eating humble pie, it just became thing like, oh,
Mind
you're
blown.
going to eat humble pie. Which then, as we added the H back into the mix, or started pronouncing it, I should say, became humble pie.
Mine is blown.
That was fun, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that is where
Actually
eating
interesting.
humble pie comes from.
That's really good. That's some fun research.
I know. It was a good one this time.
I could almost I could feel you as you and the research team were sitting on your couch watching Netflix.
There's already a special out there on Humble Pie.
Wow.
So yeah, here's one more.
Being actually excited.
You're going to be eating a humble pie?
Little something from
Modern
Family. Mm-hmm. You're going to be eating humble pie? Yeah, so that is that for the origins of eating humble pie and why we still use it to today.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Smarter every day.
Smarter every day.
Perfect. I like it. I feel smarter just for having listened to you.
I'm glad you came over.
I appreciate it. I'm trying to get the maximum value out of this rental space.
This is the only reason you're still on this show is just to learn yourself, right?
It's like going to school. I come here, the master and the apprentice.
Oh.
Yeah. Teach me your ways.
Are you eating humble pie?
Well, I am apparently. I need to humble myself. Learn from you. Well, fantastic. Thank you for that.
Well, thanks for listening.
Perfect.
You're a good listener.
Well, and I'm a lurker.
You're a good lurker. Good lurking guy.
Well, we should wrap this thing up. Let the Village kids get back to doing what they're doing when they haven't stopped doing what they were doing in the first place.
Well, are we closing it down or do you want to play a game?
Let's play a game.
Okay, well, Riddle Link is a game we like to play. It takes a two-part trivia-based question, requires a two-part overlapping answer, overlapping by word, syllables, plural, all of the above. So, for example, last week when we did the idiom "dead as a doornail," which was a fun one, you can go check that out. We left you with this one: as deceased as an entrance spike where manicures happen. As deceased as an entrance spike where manicures happen. Did you get this one?
As dead as a door nail salon?
That's it. As dead as a doornail salon. So it's not dead as a doornail. It's not nail salon.
Nope.
The correct answer is dead as a doornail salon.
Well, I've got a couple prepared.
Do I?
Okay, well, let me go first just in case you've already got these ones. Here we
Okay.
go. Consuming crow as a medieval rat-catching musician.
Oh, nice one.
Consuming crow as a medieval rat-catching musician.
I'm going to go with eating humble pied piper.
That's it.
Eating humble pied piper. I had that one and didn't use it because I was worried you would.
Really?
So I'm glad,
Yeah.
glad you did.
You know I go for that low-hanging fruit.
The pied piper, low-hanging fruit baked in a pie. All right, here's one for you. You eat this when you are humiliated by being as wrong as an orange traffic cone. You eat this when you are humiliated by being as wrong as an orange traffic cone.
A humble pylon.
That's it.
That's great. Okay, I've got a second one here. A little harder for you. The pie's creator.
Oh, no.
The pie's creator from this ancient society causes medial tibial stress syndrome. The pie's creator from this ancient society causes medial tibial stress syndrome.
I'm going to take a guess at this one.
Okay.
Because I don't know if that's what this is, but is it Egyptian Egyptian splints?
Yes.
Egyptian splints.
Yes.
That's hard to say.
Egyptian splints.
Egyptian splints.
Fantastic. Good for you.
Whew. Okay, I do have one more, but why don't we leave it hanging for our Village children out there?
We would love to hear from them. Village children, reach out to us on Instagram at the.village.idiom or email thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com, or whether it's the Facebooks, the YouTubes, or the X at 3 Minutes Gone.
All right, this is, I think this might be a hard one. I don't know. We'll see if anybody gets it. Please respond. Please join in the fun. See who the first one is to get this correct answer. Here it is. You say this to express how bored you are when you have been forced to eat your humiliation.
Okay.
You say this to express how bored you are when you have been forced to eat your humiliation.
And that is 3 Minutes Gone. I don't have it.
Don't have it?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it might be too hard.
Okay. They have time.
True.
They have time. Over these next 30 seconds, either they'll figure it out or they'll just go, next podcast.
Yep.
Well, it was fun putting today's episode together.
Let me just add, if you're not listening to these up to date, we still respond. If you're sending in your guesses, we still respond and say, good guess, you got it. You're not going to win a new house, new car, but we
need those
still
things.
play along. play along, click like, share with a friend, and buy the merch. There's no merch to buy. Let us know if you even want merch.
I'm Skinny.
I'm Jurassic Mark.
And these are the Village Idioms.
Now they're eating humble pie.
Oh, nice.
Last 3 minutes gone.